ludicrous and horrendous and horrific. Even as horrific as within Vivian G's own book. And my pastor, Elizabeth Foss, my pastor has read the book from cover to cover, and she hates it. My reverend hates it. And I don't like it either because it is of disgrace and slander and mockery of my person and my character. This is about as much, but actually this is worse. The Asperture and everything there, that is worse than that book. I'm sorry, Vivian, but that book is just no good. And I'm definitely gonna let my pastor know about the Asperpedia and the Asperture, and to all the to her powers within her church and the congregation, and even the FBI. We will see you in Minnesota and take you down personally, Mr. Alex Basin Larry. Your mockery of my person is not appreciated. Other than that, I'll leave with most everybody else in peace. Have a good day. Except for you three, of which I mentioned earlier.
Shortly after, Asperpedia's Mao made a YouTube response video, but it has since been lost. Meanwhile, the Wikipedia sysop, Cogsdev, uploaded Mailbag 41 for Chris to address, but then soon after, moved all non-Asperture related letters to Mailbag 42, making 41 a completely Asperture-filled offering. Instead of responding to the messages in any way, Christian deleted all of them and wrote a 7-point manifesto in their place, proclaiming that he had no relation to Asperture nor Alec Benson Leary, and wholeheartedly disapproved of his content. Chris also noticed that Leary introduced more Sonichu characters into his Asperture comics, such as the Chaotic Combo, which led Christian to insert his own parodies of Sonichu parodies from the Asperture comics into his Sonichu comics, albeit with new names. He even introduced his own take on Asperture, renaming him Mitch Sonichu. On January 20th, Chris made a drawing asking for people to help Haiti after it was devastated by an earthquake 8 days prior, though Alec Benson Leary had made his own commemorative advert a day after the tragedy, which had been featured prominently on the Wikipedia. Christian's drawing also subtly took a jab at Evan Christopher George, since it featured both Simon Chu and Simone Le, touting them as a brother and sister team. On January 21st, Christian answered Mailbag 43. Chris addressed questions regarding a recent page of issue 10 in which Mitch Sonichu was suggested that he should get a makeover and change his fashion sense for the better when his appearance strongly resembled Christian himself. There was another correspondence with Evan Christopher George, who was told by Chris an elaborate story in which Evan's creation, Simon Chu himself, personally spoke with Simone LaRose Chu, who told him that she did not want to return to Evan. In addition, the rejected mailbag section featured a statement from someone who criticized Chris for declaring that Alec was not allowed to bring his Sonichu characters into his own story, when Chris himself had never gotten permission from Sega or Nintendo to place their original characters into Sonichu. He also commented that the Wikipedia sysop had no say concerning advertisements, which were crucial in keeping the site running smoothly, and felt that Christian's hand-drawn on paper drawing style was inferior to Alec's digital style. Chris requested that he go f*** himself. In addition, he informed Vivian that he would attend his first young adult social club meeting, where he hoped he would get more exposure concerning his comic book work. It was during this meetup that he met a 23-year-old woman, who will be referred to herein as the Wallflower. During her first encounter with Chris, she told him that she was not ready for a relationship. Despite them establishing a friendship, Christian, against her wishes, believed that after some time and insistence, he could make her into his girlfriend. On January 22nd, Chris had his first phone conversation with Alec Benson Leary.
Hi, is this Christian Weston Chandler?
Yes, this is Christian. May I help you?
Hi, Chris. This is Alec Benson Leary. Is it okay if we talk?
Oh, yes. Sure, yes.
Okay.
So,
Good. Well, there's a couple things I wanted to talk to you about tonight. First of all, I understand you've got a problem with the ads that are on Wikipedia.
okay, well, yeah, I'll let you have the ads on the Wikipedia, but don't make them too big, and leave them in the sidebar.
Okay.
I do not want them covering over the introductory box or anything else where I had to scroll down, even to edit the pages, or even to log in.
Yeah, my friend Mao, he actually makes the ads for me. I didn't make them myself, but I can try to talk to him about that.
Okay, how about this? Just to make it equal, put an advertisement for the Wikipedia on the Astropedia, about as much as the Astropedia ads for on my Wikipedia.
Well, you probably want to
Alright,
contact Mao because he's my manager. He does all the the grunt work on Astropedia. But I'm sure he'd be willing to sell you some ad space on Astropedia. We could definitely try to work something like that out.
All right, well, Mel and I can talk through email. All right.
Like you say, we're on friendly terms right now, and I'd like to keep it that way because I got my start because of you. But to be honest, I want to be honest and frank with you. You made a couple of videos, and I don't watch all your videos, but I do try to keep up. I mean, I spend a lot of time drawing the comics, so I don't have a lot of time to watch videos anymore. But I saw a couple of videos where you actually threatened me with physical
okay,
harm.
well, yeah, okay, well.
Also, the video where you wanted your dog to eat me or something like that. Your dog to eat my soul. Like
Yeah.
the death threats were kind of scary to begin with, but that was just a
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that back as well. I'm sorry.
Kristen criticizes the creators of Asperchew for featuring blood and gore in their recent stories, and tells Alec to inform his readers in a disclaimer that Chris's Sonchu characters who appear in Asperchew are parodies.
Well, as you said, those weren't yours. You said those were copies. You said those were just copies of.
Yeah. Your versions are just recreation created facsimiles.
You're confused. I mean, you said in the comics that those were mine, but so they must be original, right? You said in the comic they weren't the chaotic combo, so they must be original. But then you came and took them. I don't get it. And you renamed them, and not just the combo, but you tried to retake my Asperchew, and Asperchew wasn't a copy of anything. You renamed him Mitch Sonichu. I mean, Asperchew's mine. I don't really appreciate that. You accuse me of thievery, but then you go and try to take my Asperchew.
Okay, well, no, you did take my Sonichu and claimed him to be the original one, and even worse, you made him brother to Asperchew with the homosexual tendencies and whatnot. Even when you drew the chaotic combo hedgehog, you made Wild a homosexual when he is not.
Well, but that Wild's not yours. I mean, what does it matter if my Wild is gay? I mean, I felt it was depth to the character. I was just trying to give them a little personality.
Okay, well.
I mean, Asperchew has a girlfriend, Dixie Chew.
No, actually, I read further in the book, and Dixie Chew dumped his ass.
Well, no, she doesn't do that. They're destined to be together. I mean, can't you see those undertones? I mean, that's where this whole comic is going. Even if a girl does dump him, what does it matter? He went after a girl. He didn't go after a boy. Like you said, Sonichu is his brother. I mean, why would he, even if he was gay, why would he go for his brother? That's just sick.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you
anyway,
think?
Okay, well, listen, how about this? In your comics, when you, in the future, or in re-referencing the past pages, the Sonichu that is Asperchew's brother, you just refer to him as Michael, and the wife you refer to him as Bobby, the Angelica, Trisha, etc., just like I said in my page.
But
and Mitch can be Asperchew's nickname.
But Chris, those aren't really their characters' names. They have the same name.
Okay, you see, when I gave the KI combo characters those names originally in my book, those would be their nicknames. They're all Sonchus and those shoes individually, but they're just of different types. Like without the nickname, he would be Grass Sonchu. Without the nickname, she would be Water Rose Chew, Flying Rose Chew, Fighting Sonchu, Sonic Sonchu.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Well, see, there's one of the differences, though, because in my comic, those are really their names. I mean, Angelica, Punchy, Bubble.
No, you see, but those are actually their names in my book. In my book.
They're nicknames, you said. And
Yeah.
in my comic, they're their actual names. That's the difference.
No, I'm talking in reference to the Pokemon game. You know, if you want to name your Bulbasaur, they call it giving it a nickname, but really it's just giving them their name.
Chris, my characters aren't Pokemon, though. I don't draw Pokemon. That's not how it works in my comic.
You have been drawing Pokemon. Sonichu
No.
is an electric hedgehog Pokemon.
I thought he was a Sonichu.
Sonichu
that
is
was
an
like-
electric hedgehog. I make it perfectly clear that Sonichu and Roschu are electric hedgehog Pokemon.
Well, I think the point of confusion there is where they're like I've never seen any Pokeball comic or trainers or any of those other Pokemon elements, you know.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
shouldn't they live in Pokeballs?
Okay. Yes, there's a Pokeball that especially catches Sonichu and Roschu called the Pikachu Ball. And there is a reference to that within the books.
Sonichu lives in like a house, doesn't he? I mean, he lives like a person who's
He
training.
was well, you see, he was originally a wild Pokemon, the original Sonichu. But the original Roschu was originally the Raichu that was caught and trained by the Pokemon trainer Kelly, Kel for short.
I actually didn't know any of that, but I digress. The point is that Aspertu and my version of the Chaotic Combo, all those characters, those are not Pokemon in my comic. I mean, Pokemon don't exist in the world of Aspertu. Like Aspertu, you know, he lives with his grandparents in a house. I mean, he's a person.
Okay, all right, but still, it just makes it sound like my characters when you talk about these Sonichu from Quickville.
But they're not your characters. We've established that. They're not yours. I mean, they're my characters.
I have
It's original.
all
Like I
the
said, my comic's not a character.
Sonichu, and Roschu. I actually have paper registered copyrights on those, so I could sue you. But I'm trying to resolve this peacefully.
You have... Okay, so you have...
Yeah, look under the copyright section on the Wikipedia.
But you said Sonichu is a Pokemon, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has the copyright claim for Pokemon. So...
Still, it's
I mean, it's
Sonichu.
a good point. I might want to just contact Nintendo just to make sure everything's okay. To make sure I'm not stepping on their toes.
They have been contacted before and everything's okay, so you don't need to do that.
But, well then, I mean, how can you hold the copyright to a Pokemon?
The Virginia Library of Congress has allowed me.
Wouldn't it? Well, Virginia Library and Congress, you know, can't tell Nintendo what to do. I mean, they can't tell Nintendo to just hand over copyright to their creations to just anybody. I mean, you know, Nintendo could take, you know, the Virginia Library of Congress to court and say, hey, wait a minute, you know, you issued this copyright illegal.
Okay, look, well, let's just, okay, this is, what we're talking about right now, it just seems pointless to what we were originally talking about. Let's just agree that,
Well, I don't think it's pointless. I mean, I'm just trying to establish the... I mean, you said you could sue me. I mean, I don't want to get sued. Nobody wants to get sued. But
Yeah,
I just don't understand how...
yeah.
That's what I'm confused with. I mean, you're confusing me. I mean, call me
Yeah.
naive, but I just don't get exactly what you're getting
okay, well, let's just rewind, go back to what we agreed on before, you know, readjusting the advertisement size and giving the possible Wikipedia ad on the Astropedia, and this, like the Sonichu in your book, you know, as Michael Sonichu, and the other Sonichus and Roschu that up the AI combo, non-AI combo.
Okay,
Let's,
well...
let's just rename them by the names I suggested in my book. In your book.
Well, all right. Like I said, I'll talk to Mal about the ad. As far as the renaming goes, I mean, I guess you can include, you know, you can make up some characters, Mike, Sonichu, Mitch, Sonichu, and whatever. You know, that's your comic book. If you want to create those characters, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to rename my characters.
All right. Well, listen, Barry Power, my phone is running low, so perhaps we could talk again another time. All right, well, you take care. You take care.
I'd like to talk to you.
Later that day, Christian filmed a captain's log, which mostly focuses on the controversial Mitch Sonichu makeover in Sonichu issue 10, which had some readers asking if this meant that Mitch was a homosexual.
First off, I want to give a shout out to the Portland Sonichu Fan Club.
Alright.
Their president Megan and their vice president Brad, who did this song that's playing on in the background. So it's me on CD here. Thank you. And also to Becky, who's doing a paper on me as a modern cartoonist. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, I stand strong. I continue to draw the pages. And yes, they will be uploaded both. I mean, if I can't get 5 in a single day, then I'll still, I'll get them up the next day. But at least I'm doing the average of 2 pages a day. That stands strong. Anyway, also, the makeover I did, I just received I just answered a new bunch of messages in the mailbag. You know what? Look, I say this. Think about like on Home and Garden, the Learning Channel, even on Discovery, and even on MTV. There's such home remodeling, cooking cuisine, and myth-busting shows, and even Pimp My Ride. And would you call the people on those shows homosexual for giving something else or somebody else a makeover? No, you don't. So that myth is busted. And also, I still say what I said against Evan and those people on there.
The video abruptly ends, possibly due to the camera running out of power. He near immediately followed up with a short video to complete the captain's log.
Anyway, I'll leave y'all with that. And obviously, the Asperpedia is going down. Because Alec and his crew are shooting themselves in the foot. I would never do blood and gore. That's just gross. I mean, if you're not queasy, then come back to science ship. Bye.
On January 25th, the Wallflower sent Chris an email listing her various websites, revealing herself to be an amateur writer. Christian admired her skill and wished for them to talk over the phone soon, wanting to exchange more information about each other and wishing to meet again soon. Her laughter and voice sweetly thrills my mind like robins twittering their song after the sunrise. In another email, Chris informed her of the details concerning their upcoming future date, in which they would go to a concert to see Celtic Woman, an Irish music act, and afterwards would spend some time at a nearby Taco Bell. He informed her that his mother would probably come with him to meet her and her own parental escort.
What
The Wallflower thought this idea sounded nice. Chris then expressed his wish that they keep the option of a relationship open for when the right time comes. She then revealed that she was going to the concert with a friend of hers and offered to meet up some other time. All the while, Christian continued answering mailbags from fans, with uploads of new Sonichu pages becoming more spread out. In mailbag 46, he defended his tardiness in updating the comic. I have been drawing and coloring on a daily basis. I cannot help if I have a life to enjoy too. I have joined a young adult social group, and I have met a lovely woman there who likes me too. We are hitting it off like 2 hip wallflowers. You have a life too. Understand my needs, and let me have my life. Another letter highlighted the discovery that the name Christian Weston Chandler was an anagram for Antichrist Enhances World, and Devin Christopher George made another appearance telling him that he would take legal action if Simonla didn't die in Chris's story. Fourth, an ad appeared which stated that Christian had just passed away. Later that day, he had another call with Alec Benson Leary, who gave him an exhaustive list of 18 points that had to be addressed in Chris's next apology video. These included admitting Simonla was not his original creation, admitting to calling Alec naive, apologizing for depicting in his comic that Alec possessed female prisoners in his basement, violently killing Simonla in his comic, and promising to look sincere while giving the apology. Most of these points were addressed in a video recorded later that day.
First off, I'm not dead, and I have to announce something. Don't listen to that stupid Mal and his advertisement. Do I look dead to you? No, I'm alive, safe, well, and healthy. For the announcements, I admit Alec has a sizable fan base, possibly greater than my own, currently. I originally had permission for use Sonichu in my comics from Evan, but then he took it away. Simona was not mine, so I've given it back to him by killing her later. I apologize to Alec for calling him naive multiple times. And apologize to Mal. Here's a forgiveness blessing. Forgiveness blessing. There we go. I just said, forgive me, but I just had to dig a bunch of snow. It's snowing now. My car's stuck. And I apologize to Alec for taking Asperchew and his recreated characters for re-editing and whatnot. We'll do a page later. That was another apology I made to him earlier about pretending my mother. I apologize for accusing him for female entrapment and rumors about rape. It was never meant to be rape. It was just like, you know, he had those 4 roach chews in his basement, kept them in cages, treated them like hamsters. Giant hamster wheels, water bottle, food pellets. No rape. Just hamsters. You don't rape a hamster. And I had no excuse for not updating up some days. But real life just happens, though. That's my only excuse, real life. Other than that, I have no excuse. And I apologize for disrespect in the mailbags and belating updates. Yeah, so with that, I'll leave you all with that. And I'm alive, safe, well. Have a good day. Oh, and one more thing. I admit that I trolled Alex in the sense like I was trolled before, and I apologize for that. I didn't want to leave that detail out. I trolled Alex, and I apologize for that. And I will not troll him anymore. Okay.
On February 6th, the Wikipedia was locked to further edits, allegedly due to a cease and desist order from Evan Christopher George. Chris was deeply saddened, but still continued to send some brief, light-hearted emails to the Wallflower. On the 8th, Alec called him again to talk about recent events.
Just calling to see how things are going with, well, I know that Evan went forward with freezing the Wikipedia on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking about that?
What am I thinking about that? I can't edit it. I can't edit. Why?
Well,
I was going to ask you some more mailbag letters.
well,
I finally got my PC tracking running after a weekend not having it after a power failure.
well, that's good. I'm just, Evan, he got kind of impatient because he was waiting a long time for this. Do you have them finished? The Simona death page and the apology page?
I have them upload either tomorrow or Wednesday whenever the thing is unfrozen.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm just not satisfied with your apology video, and I don't think I'll be asking you to make another because it's become apparent to me that I don't think you really even understand what you did wrong. It was rather apparent that you didn't put any thought into why I wanted you to say those things at all.
Actually, I did get the point behind everything.
There was even less emotion in your voice in that video than there is normally when you apologize for something. I mean, I've seen apology videos you made before, and they're all pretty lackluster, but this one was just like a slap in the face. You said those things that I asked you to say because you thought that reading them off a list would get my ads off of your site. I took my ads off your site for the moment just because I don't really want Asperchew associated with your perennial legal troubles. But, if you do get Wikipedia back up, then my ads are going back because I'm not satisfied. That's if you get it up, Chris, because as far as I can tell, you don't really even care about Sonic much.
Oh, yes, I do.
Well,
I have in the pages.
Chris, I've warned you numerous times over the past several weeks that someone was targeting you for lawsuits over problems you were causing with Sonichu, and if I was warned that someone was targeting me for a lawsuit and they had grounds to sue me, I would deal with it right away. I would drop what I was doing. I mean, you had time. You had all the time at work. Doesn't that seem reasonable to you? You don't go to school. You don't have a job. I asked you, what your day was like last time I talked to you, and you said that you know, you were sleeping until 11 in the morning. I mean, 11, Chris? That's ridiculous. I would kill to be able to sleep in all day. I have to get up early every day because I have things that I need to do. I mean, I don't understand what this whole biological clock thing is that you keep falling back on.
You know what? Look it up on Wikipedia.
Look up what?
Biological clock.
Biological clock is a phrase that women usually use to refer to their most fertile reproductive years. I really have no reason, no understanding of, you know, why you would apply that to yourself.
It's reference to the sleeping schedule.
You know, I don't have problems with sleeping, you know, any sleeping schedule. I think, you know, what happens with a lot of people when they have absolutely nothing to do with their days, that's when their sleep schedule gets messed up. See, I have a routine. I have to go to work, and I have to go to school, and I work on my comic because I care about my comic. You don't have a job or a school, and you don't care about your comic, therefore, your body...
I actually do care about my stuff.
Your actions say otherwise. You know, you don't upload any pages. How many times have I told you you have to start uploading pages? Not just when I wanted you to make the apology page. I just mean in general. But you didn't listen.
I have been working on the pages, and I will be uploading them as soon as the thing gets unfrozen. And I had to go through without PC the past weekend because I was on a power failure.
Power failure? Like the power was knocked out all weekend? I have blackouts on occasion and my computer shuts off, and then when the power comes on, I just press the power button and my computer comes back up in a minute.
You know, for me, I tried powering back on, and then the farthest it had gotten was just the industrial HP Pavilion blue screen. And
So,
then they're looking like one of those color bars where the station's not broadcasting.
so what you're saying is you don't take care of the equipment that you need to do your comic.
I may not need a new computer.
Why can't you buy one? You know, I've seen
Because I can't afford one right now.
I've seen, you know, videos of you in your room. You've got like a 40-inch HD TV in there. You've got your PlayStation 3. You've got like a wall full of video games. You can't afford a basic computer, like, you know, nothing fancy, costs maybe a couple $100. I could go buy myself 10 new computers right now if I wanted. How many video games do you own that you don't play, Chris? I've played a lot of games in my lifetime, but I own very few right now, because as soon as I'm done with them, I usually sell. You sure have a lot of time in it. I've never come close to owning as many games as you have. Chris, how many hours a week do you spend on video games right now?
I don't know. I'd say about maybe 2 or 4.
2 or 4 hours a week? A day. Okay. That's an awful lot of time to be spending on video games per day. And that is time that you could be using on your comic if you cared about your comic. But obviously you care about video.
My comic. It's just I use that. That's actually between drawing and coloring.
But you could use that video game time to upload them. And you never did that.
Oh, yes, I do.
How many days have you missed since you promised you would upload 2 pages a day? You don't care. Your actions say that you don't care. Actions speak louder than words, Chris. I don't even consider you competition anymore. Do you know that? Because you obviously... my competition are artists that actually care about their work. And you play video games all day. And then you sleep in because you have nothing to do. And then when you do actually take time to do something, you don't actually work on your comic, you just attack me. And then when I'm nice to you, you continue to attack me. And then when I get mad and yell at you, you back down right away because you can't stand up in a fight. And then when I'm nice again, because I think to myself, I don't want to keep yelling because I'm not that kind of person, then you become disrespectful. Do you have anything to say, Chris? He hung up.
Later that day, the Wikipedia site was wiped clean of all info, only to be replaced with a link to the Astropedia. Chris made a video attacking those responsible the following day.
As much as it's to my dismay, I have to point out, But you can thank Alec, Evan, Sean, and Mal on the Asperpedia, because I got confessions from them, and they have done so already. They took down my own Wikipedia. They even prohibited me from being able to make any updates. Because, like, god dang, Evan. If I could go back to before November 2007, I would have never viewed that damn ED page. And then I would have never had to deal with you damn dirty trolls. But I know every last one of you now. And I have suffered through so much torment. And this one just takes the cake. You all just want a response from me. You don't want a response. And all my true loyal fans, blame those on the Asperpedia, those four, because they have done the wrongest. They took away that which inspired their own comic pages. They destroyed what was undestroyable, but can be rebuilt. And I will rebuild it with my own help and my own funds. I have people on the inside. The Wikipedia will be backed up. And I never wanted to kill Simona. But I was practically blackmailed by that goddamn Evan. I would have him a psychic link within my psychic powers, frozen in time. And then I would put him in the jail cell, as with the same fate between Alec, Sean, and Mao. And after what they have done unto me so far, which they did not have to do, but they did. And they are all guilty of tormenting me like they have. I would have them executed. And I don't care what they think or what they say. This is my stand against you four. What? In hell! Anyway, everybody else, have a good day. I'm still shoveling snow and drawing and coloring, regardless of there being a website or not.
As a result, he did indeed kill off Simone LaRoche in the story, which seemed to have satisfied Evan, as the Wikipedia returned virtually back to normal on Valentine's Day, with the ads for Asperchew replaced with ones for Sonichu Revolution, which was a comic created by Alec during the downtime of the Wikipedia. According to Leary, due to the troubles of the site and Christian's frequent tardiness, he felt that it was his duty to give Sonichu fans what they wanted, and offered them his own version of the proposed Sonichu reboot, which addressed the ongoing copyright issue by brutally murdering copyright